it seems like this blockade is doing a lot of damage to the regime. And if they make a deal and we get rid of the blockade, that might actually at least temporarily benefit the regime. So, is there a way forward where we can either drag out these negotiations or make them so unpalatable that they won't agree to them and just continue the blockade? Because I feel like if we could get this blockade going another 2 or 3 weeks, it would really accelerate their internal collapse.
That would be what I would want. But if you are so when it comes to President Trump and what his priorities are with the Islamic Republic, his priority is to basically manage to get the enriched uranium outside of Iran, and then also to be able to get the Islamic Republic to bend the knee when it comes to enriching uranium and getting not just international but also American observers to come inside Iran to destroy all of their enrichment uranium enrichment capability, and for them to be able to verify that and do that forever, right? So if I get that, it's really hard to sell that internally into within the American politics. Like, okay, why are we having this blockade again? Like, we already got. I mean, to be fair though, the blockade is really cheap, right? The blockade is very cheap, so why not go all the way? You're right. Like, this is going
Yeah,
to bring them everything down. The blockade is very safe and it's very cheap. And let me explain why it's and it's doing maximum damage. It's like it's so beautiful. And I think President Trump got the idea from the Islamic Republic. Like, the Islamic Republic is like, we don't need that much military assets to close the Strait of Hormuz. And President Trump was like, well, I guess I don't need that much military assets to block your ports then, right? And then like, oh no, okay. I was like, that was what we're supposed to do to you, not like that. You can't just copy us, do your own thing, right? But this is working very effectively because you know it's it's easy to close, but it's hard to escort and secure ships going through, right? So, for example, if somebody is blocking an area and basically just with a little bit of a threat, every commercial ship is like, okay, I'm not gonna like as the commercial ships are very risk averse. So whatever military officials to tells them to turn back, they will just listen. Like, whether it's like the IRGC, even if most of IRGC's navy is on the bottom of the sea, you just need a couple of speedboats or some drones or just suggestions that we might have mines here. And a commercial ship is like, okay, just tell me what to do. I'll get out of here, right? You could have an American warship or the Islamic Republic, remaining parts of the Islamic Republic Navy. They will listen, right? That is so easy to do. The difficult thing to do is to challenge that, because to challenge that you need to bring your own ships to secure commercial ships so that they could go through an area. So if somebody is blocking an area and you want to use military power to undo their blockade, you need to basically provide security for commercial ships. That is so much harder to do than threatening a commercial ship, right? So we were thinking, like, are the Americans are going to go and secure commercial ships to go through the Strait of Hormuz so that they could undo the blockade of the Islamic Republic? But President Trump basically came up with the genius idea, like, how about instead of doing that, we do the easy thing that they're doing to us, right? And then the Islamic Republic is not in a position at all to provide any security to any of their ships leaving the Iranian ports because they don't even have ships anymore. Like, all their ships are at the bottom of the sea. What they have right now is speedboats. Speedboats are good for threatening commercial ships, but they're not good at all for securing, for being the escorts or securing commercial. They're not going to be able to do that. So they have zero, like they have zero assets when it comes to securing commercial ships leaving ports of Iran. Like they just every commercial ship has to just accept. And I have, like, let me actually show. This is beautiful. I showed this yesterday. I just want to show it again so that you guys see what that looks like. If I could find it really quickly, let me just scroll all the way down. So you could see, like, this. There's an Iranian ship that is leaving. I mean, I don't know. Is that Iranian? There's a ship that is leaving a port in Iran, and U.S. warship contacts that contacts it and tells it to go back, and it just goes back. Oh, I found it here. So it's good for you guys to see exactly what this looks like, so you could have some visuals here. So yeah, this is CENTCOM video shows the U.S. military enforcing America's naval blockade on Iranian ports in the Middle East as President Trump announces the blockade will remain in place as the Strait of Hormuz reopens for passage. So look at this ship leaving an Iranian port complying with this U.S. warship. Blue Sky 4, this is U.S. Navy Warship 115. Request you return to original port of call in Iran. How copy? Over.
Copy, sir. Thank you very much. Copy, sir. Me alter to Iran. Thank you.
Blue Sky 4, this is U.S. Warship 115. I understand you will return to your previous port of call in Iran. This is U.S. Warship 115, standing by on channel 16. Out. Yeah, so that was beautiful. Like, copy, sir. We altered to Iran. Copy. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, I also saw there was a couple of ships that were trying to find a way to like maneuver their way around, and they were all turned back. Guys, this is devastating because to the Islamic Republic, because it's not just that they can't sell their oil; it's also that they have no place to put their oil right now. If this goes on for another like 2 weeks or so, their oil wells will damage, guys. So the way like oil wells, the way they work is that you cannot just turn it off, right? Once you start, then you have to keep taking the oil out. You have to keep taking the oil out, or else the oil well will completely be damaged, right? So now the oil is coming out, and they don't know where to put it. So we got reports. I think it was Wall Street Journal put a news out there. I don't know if it was Wall Street Journal or somewhere, but it was misleading because they say like, oh, there's reports from Hark Island unloading oil to giant oil tankers, suggesting that maybe the Islamic Republic is able to sell its oil. But the reason why they're unloading it because the oil is coming out and they have to put it somewhere. So they're putting it on these tankers because they don't know where to put it. But at some point, they're going to have nowhere to put it. And then if they have to close these oil wells, it's going to damage them. Sometimes it kills them. There's permanent damage to them. So this is a very devastating. This is why the Islamic Republic is now in a rush to figure out how to get President Trump. President Trump has found a new way to hurt the Islamic Republic, and he loves using it. And the Islamic Republic is now trying to tap out, but it's trying to tap out in a way that it could save face internally with the regime supporters, and it can't. So, yeah, but you're right. Like, if it was me, I would be like. But here's the thing: the only reason why I might play nice a little bit is because if the Islamic Republic sees that whatever they do, the ports are closed, they might do something crazy.
I just hope we can find a way to get Trump to keep the blockade going because I think it would wreck them. I actually think it would be a very easy sell to the American people because I have a lot of very progressive woke friends. And what they have been saying for weeks is like, why isn't he at least giving us regime change? They actually want regime change, even though they don't like the war. They're like, if we're going to have the war, then we should at least have regime change out of it. And they don't want to see remnants of the IRGC.
Right,
So,
right. But I think I might be able to get regime change by embarrassing the IRGC more and more to its own followers. And if I just keep the ports completely closed forever, then they're not going to comply, and that's not going to be embarrassing, right? It's better to keep playing with them. It's keep to like, okay, like dance monkey dance, so that I could see that everybody could see that you're my little toy right now that I could do whatever I want with. And then I always have this option, given how easy it is to close the ports, I could come back and revisit this later. But right now, I want you to make sure that everybody sees that you're basically, my little, I could do whatever, I can make you do whatever I want.
yeah, that's why he needs to hold out I'm going to open the ports, but I got to wait a couple days to make sure you're complying. We
Right.
have to wait until we really see the uranium, right? That's why we have to find a way to extend it while making them think it could go away anytime. But yes, thank you
Right.
for that detailed answer.
Hi, Shalom. I just feel like it was like 2 3 hours ago. They say Pakistan delivered a message that the the regime is not gonna take down the threats on Israel. And I think Trump is like saying they have time until Wednesday before we escalate. So I think it's gonna be Tuesday.
Yeah, so we
So
might
all
see
the,
that.
I mean, because all the talking about the ports and stuff, it's like it's just for to navigate the conversation. But this is like the real move. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Hila.
Quiet, still nothing. Jeffrey is next.
Oh, I was going to say, if you wanted a follow up for that awesome video, which was absolutely hilarious, and you want to make it like rub extra salt in the wound, you could always play that video where you had the Mullah regimes operate at F4 thinking he was alone, and an F-22 like Jaws flew right up underneath and was looking at his ship for a while and listening to all his radio chatter, and then just flew up out of nowhere and was like, you should just really go home now. And the dude was like, oh shit. And then like hauled ass to go back to the Mullah regime's like airfield. Or if you want like a Batman, like a less shitty, more entertaining Batman allegory to like think about Donald's blockade of the blockade, I posted a link for like a 44-second excerpt from the first Batman where Batman steals all the fucking Joker's balloons, and at the end he's like, he stole my balloons. It was kind of like, that's just kind of what went in my head when you played that video of the Navy just like, yep, you need to go back to port. They're like, okay, see you later.
By the way, guys, I see new people here. If you want to speak, put a 1 in the chat so that Danny adds you to the list. And Danny, if you could, whenever you could share the list so I know how many people are on the list, that would be great as well. And guys, everybody thank Danny, because Danny, like, don't open your mic. Just thank Danny in the chat because he's doing an amazing work. Okay, so
Okay.
who's next?
Tehran is next on the list.
Tara.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you to a request. Can you please tell Goldie that she might be, because I watched her video where she was talking with that one news reporter. I think that a little bit of underestimation is happening towards the IRGC and the Islamic Republic at this point. Like, of course, we are the side we support is winning, but you can't be so sure. I have a policy: don't underestimate your enemy, or don't have an enemy that you can underestimate, because it feels like
I'm not going to tell Goldie what to do. I'm not going to tell Goldie what to do. And Goldie's strategy has been working very well. Goldie is doing a really good job giving, not just analyzing, but also giving hope to our side. Different people have different methods. And Goldie is not just about analysis. We're in the middle of a fight. And we're not just talking about, we're also in the middle of a propaganda war against the Islamic Republic. And this is a psychological war, and it's not just information war, it's not just a military war, it's also psychological war. And many people come to Goldie as a source of inspiration and hope, and she does what she does perfectly, and I'm not going to give her any advice. If anything, I'm going to take notes from what she's doing.
No, I completely agree with that. She is like one of the smartest people I've met, but it just feels like we're already thinking that we're winning too fast. And I feel like Golubov has a few tricks up his sleeve. I don't trust any of them anymore. I think that or even Shabazz Sharif, like, it feels like that they're making Trump go to Pakistani land. It feels like it's a trap. I don't even trust at this point that Khamenei is fully dead. I don't even fully trust that at this point.
Nobody said that he's Ali Khamenei.
Yeah, I don't even trust that he's dead.
Okay,
I
you
think
are
he might be alive.
Okay, sure, buddy. I think you're butthurt that things are happening in Pakistan because I know Hindutva people like hate it when Pakistan is being highlighted as something positive, and I think that's what's upsetting you.
No. I just don't trust that. I just don't trust the IRGC. I think that there's a plan.
You just said why they're making this to Pakistan. Why are they bringing them to Pakistan?
No, it's because that's like a very close ally the Islamic Republic. It's not has nothing to do with India.
Pakistan is not a close ally. Pakistan is a closer ally to United States and Saudi Arabia, and both of them are enemies of the Islamic Republic.
Okay, because it feels like there's something fishy going on with this whole meeting, with this
Yeah,
whole
well,
piece.
I'm not going based on feelings. I'm going based on data.
Okay, but I have my eyes on them.